Now, to give you a quick sense, we have Nagarjun Dwarkanath joining us live right from the ground. Nagarjun, we know that Siddaramaiah has been holding several meetings within his party members, calling his party leaders and deciding what to do if at all the verdict goes against him. And here you have it. Karnataka High Court has said very clearly governor is within his jurisdiction to issue a prosecution order. Investigation will now have to begin. So what's the step forward for the Congress?
So what will happen most likely is the Chief Minister will take the order copy, or his council will take the order copy by 2:30. They requested for the order copy to be uploaded today itself, so that before the court goes on vacation next week, they can have a series of argument either in the division court or in the Supreme Court of India. The decision will lie with the Chief Minister, that will he knock the doors of the Supreme Court right away, or will he wait till some advice has been given from his legal fraternity. But most likely what we are told is this afternoon they might even choose to appear before the Chief Justice Division Bench of Karnataka to ask a stay on the Justice Nagprasanna's verdict that has come out just moments before. The Congress is very clear as of now, at least the cabinet ministers who seem close to the Chief Minister, saying that there's no question of resignation, considering only morality, what BJP and JDS is asking resignation at this point of time. These are dynamic situations, Nabila. CM will have to get into a huddle. Right now, he is in a private event in a hotel in Bengaluru along with the Deputy Chief Minister. But what I can assure you is there are members within the Congress party itself, as ministers and MLAs, who want to put him down and occupy the CM chair. We all know these names have been making rounds for several months and several weeks now. But at this crucial time, it's a game of chess. Who moves which way? And at the end of the day, the decision still remains with the High Command. The High Command will have to decide if CM Siddaramaiah will have to step down or not. What is the next course of action? Most likely the Lokayukta police will do the preliminary inquiry, and if at all there's a prima facie case that will be found out in the preliminary inquiry, then again Lokayukta will seek another prosecution against the Chief Minister to the governor to file an FIR. As of now, the prosecution is given only to investigate preliminarily, to give us the report or an initial probe to even say that this suffices a complete inquiry or not. So the Lokayukta police most likely will inquire into this initial case and find a probe report and then file it to the governor. It is again up to the governor to accept the report or reject the report. There are two options again. Either Lokayukta can say that yes, there have been prima facie case against the Chief Minister, or they can say there's no evidences, no case, and close the case itself and then submit the final report to the governor. The ball is still with the governor tomorrow if to accept the Lokayukta police report or to reject. That is on the inquiry part. On the legality part, the Supreme Court or the Division Bench of High Court will hear the case as soon as the Chief Minister goes on an appeal. First, they have to get an order copy. Just now, the summary was read out. A detailed order copy will give the terms and condition as to on what basis did the judge or the justice or the bench decide to go against the Chief Minister. The clear, in fact, summary was that governor is in his whole sense to take this complaint and give prosecution to sanction. Section 17A has not been overlooked, is what the verdict says in summary. The counsel for the Chief Minister asked for 2 more weeks of extension so that the lower court case can be stayed. But Justice Nagprasanna said that how can I stay my own verdict? I cannot, and hence the verdict has come out. The petition has been dismissed. It is a setback for the Chief Minister, no matter what his colleagues and his party members say. It is definitely a setback as of now.
Absolutely, because now Siddaramaiah will have to face investigation, and that's very disturbing for any Chief Minister, any person, any individual. He's the Chief Minister. Ideally, should be focusing on governance, but clearly now he'll also have to face investigation. Sagai Raj, who's got the petitioner here, who's demanded for prosecution, who shot a letter to the governor, TJ Abraham, who's pulled out this information about this discrepancy, so-called, and appealed for prosecuting Siddaramaiah. Here's what he says.
Mr. TJ Abraham, thank you so much for talking to India Today, sir. Sir, major victory for you. You fought against the incumbent Chief Minister Siddaramaiah. How do you see this particular verdict, sir?
I look at the verdict as I told you in the morning. This is what we had expected, because you see there is a leverage that is there for you to go wrong. In this case, what was the leverage that was available to the court to go wrong? Everything was placed black and white. And it's a simple question. See, when the judge the other day, when the argument was going on, I don't know how many of you were there. He asked them, when the development or the sites have been carved out and roads have been made and parks have been set up in 2001 itself, when did you come into the picture? 2004 is when you came into the picture. So what right do you have to claim for something which was taken by Muda much before you came into that arena? Not your wife. Your brother-in-law came in 2004. So that was an indicator. He has applied his mind on the entire case, and it's going to be a very, very difficult task for any council. Let them field the best. Now their best is already fielded here. Let them field another 10 more people, a battery of 10 more people. They will not be able to overcome this order. That I'm very sure about this.
Sir, even if you notice, they have passed a cabinet resolution saying that the governor have to withdraw the sanction which has been given. And if you notice, the questions raised on governor.
See, that's a very, very, I wouldn't call it, what language can I use for that? That's a very improper recommendation of a cabinet. Cabinet has got some sanctity here. Whatever the cabinet speaks, has got some value.
Do you think that there is no hurdle now in the session court?
No. Even otherwise, it was not there. Even otherwise,
and if at all Chief Minister moves the divisional bench or Supreme Court, how are you going to take this forward?
Our cabinet is there, ready with the cabinet.
All right, there you have it, TJ Abraham, who's a petitioner here, who's asked for Sidramaiah to be prosecuted. He's shot off a letter to the governor, and it appears that the Karnataka High Court at this point has very clearly observed that the governor is very much within his jurisdiction to grant an order of prosecution, which means Sidramaiah at this point will have to face investigation. He and his family have been accused of taking away prime property in exchange for the land that Muda had acquired. And this, the opposition there, BJP in Karnataka, has accused Sidramaiah has done it through his influence within that region there that he has. He's very popular within the Mysuru region. He's used his influence to manipulate the Muda officials at that point and get it granted in favor of his family, his wife. Now, why this is big? Of course, to break it down for you here, we're looking at the first major scam after the Congress's 2023 landslide win. It's barely been 15 months the Congress has come to power in Karnataka, and we're already looking at them now facing multiple allegations of corruption. First scam implicating Sidramaiah personally. Now, this is huge, considering Sidramaiah boasts of having a spotless image. He's always prided in himself in being honest, sincere, non-corrupt politician, a Dalit face, a Hinda face. And for him, this prosecution here, if at all found guilty, will be a massive blow to his image that he's built in as many years of his political career. Now, this also destroys the PCM anti-corruption plank that the Congress came to power with. You remember when Karnataka went to polls, the Congress party went on a huge campaign, launching a campaign which said that the previous BJP government under Basuraj Bommai would take in nearly 30 to 40% cut for any work being done. So they had launched this campaign called PCM at that point to suggest that unless you pay the chief minister, you won't get your work done. That corruption campaign, anti-corruption campaign that they had launched, it kind of defies and destroys that entire concept itself. It does embolden the opposition clearly here to heighten their attack. And this is just 15 months into Congress coming to power in the state there in Karnataka. You're seeing the JDS and the BJP collectively already mounting pressure on Chief Minister Sidramaiah to resign. We're also looking at Chief Minister Sidramaiah at this point in a state, in a fix, considering there are several other people within the Congress party who want to become the Chief Minister. There have been a lot of clamour and a lot of calls within the party itself saying if it's not Sidramaiah, then we want to take over. We are also in the consideration and in the running. So within the Congress party itself, including DK Shivkumar, the Deputy Chief Minister who's been waiting for his turn to become the Chief Minister, there are a host of other leaders who want to take his place. So this puts Sidramaiah in a real spot considering this allegation on him.